So Cam, who was on our podcast recently, said a few things and then retracted those things on his podcast later. Did you see that?
Let's see.
Did you? I don't,
Let's watch.
Let's
This
check it
clip.
out.
Okay. Let me turn up my volume.
Bro, the woman hates you, Cam. The mature me says, I can see why. And it's not for me to always have a response to a question or a statement. Sometimes you have to be able to take yourself out of your ego and to say, dang, I hate that I made you feel that way. I don't have a comeback for that. And like, I can't look at life through a woman's eyes, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't women on this earth that was sacrificing for a better world for me. And through that, I've been able to say, hey, bro, your words matter. Like, you may think you're trying to go viral. You may think you're being funny, but it's not funny. It's something that, like, people are being impacted because you have so much power with your platform, with your voice, and people care what you say. Even though you may not take yourself serious, somebody else does take yourself serious. So thank you, for kind of saying that.
You know, a lot of women don't feel appreciated, though, by you, Cam. One of the viral things you said that got a lot of women upset is the fact that you said women lose their value when they have children.
You feel like women's value gets lowered when they have multiple children by multiple men.
Women's value get lowered the more children that they have.
Break that down.
Because, and I was having...
Okay. So I'm going to say this, and I might get canceled on the internet. And I'm fully prepared to be canceled on the internet. But this is why, this is a prime example of how women are constantly running from accountability. This is a prime example of how you deflect. If you deflect enough and play victim, you're now forcing someone else to say something that they don't actually mean. This happens in relationships all the time. This is the reason why a lot of women will never have men that they want. Hold up, pause. Because this is frustrating.
Why?
To me.
Wait. I don't even know what direction you're going right now.
You know why I'm frustrated? Because this is the truth. Cam Newton, when you look at his success, he has the 4 6s, 3 6s, 2 6s, whatever. When you look at what people deem as successful, he is, regardless of what these women say about how much they don't like Cam Newton, he ain't this, he's raggedy that, blah, blah, blah. 90% of those women would be in Jazz's position if they could. If they had that option. And when a man like him tells the truth, what do women do? They play the victim. They act like, oh my God, that hurts my feelings. Yeah, the truth hurts, but you know what? It also sets you free. And if you would stop deflecting the truth and just own the fact that it is true, and maybe we shouldn't say overall value. You as a human are not less valuable when you have more children, but your sexual market value, the way that a high value, high earning masculine man would either want you or not, changes when you have multiple children, and absolutely changes if you've had multiple children by multiple different men. And I don't care what anyone says. So y'all, can I go right here, Kenny? Ladies, I'm here to tell you right now, Cam Newton can't say it because Cam Newton is a man. I am a woman, and I am trying to tell you, if you have multiple children by multiple men, for whatever reason that may be, you lower your sexual market value, your perceptive sexual market value, meaning the odds of a high value, high earning masculine man are now lower. And granted, maybe he just doesn't want to hurt feelings. Granted that it doesn't sound right saying, oh, you lose your value. You do. You do. You lose value, and nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to tell the truth, because then what happens? Women uproar, and they say, oh my God, you're hurting us. That's bad for the culture. No, what's bad for the culture is us raising our daughters to be the type of women that think it's okay for us to be sexually promiscuous and get baby mama left and right.
Yeah,
that's what's wrong with our culture. That's the problem. So no, Cam, I'm with you 10,000%. You can retract your statement if you want to. I'm not retracting the statement. You absolutely will lose value if you choose to be a more promiscuous woman and a sexually promiscuous woman and get baby mama left and right. I don't care what anyone says. I do not care what anyone says, because now I should say there are exceptions to the rule. Most of us are not the exception.
What are the exceptions to the rule, Sarah?
Extreme, extraordinary beauty. If you are an incredibly beautiful woman and you have a nurturing spirit and you are kind, sometimes you could have 3 kids by 2 different men and a man will still wife you up. If you wake up out the bed and you are a 10 and your spirit is in the right place and you could talk to the dudes like you the homie and you could kick it with the girls like you're a girl's girl and you are able to have capacity to take care of that man's needs and your children without it being a burden to him, absolutely you are an exception to the rule. Most of us are not the exception. And that's the lesson that needs to be taught to our daughters. For the women that already blew it, you already ruined your life. You already shot your chances out. That's okay. That's okay. Don't do that for the young women that are coming out, and stop deflecting. That's the thing. That's my issue with people. Y'all play victim so much. You don't ever take accountability, and if you don't take accountability, nothing changes. And that's why you have a cycle right now of single moms. Because they're not getting this message. Because what y'all do, you get mad enough to where a message now has to be retracted, and now women start to think, oh no, it is okay to have multiple children by multiple different men. It's not. If you want a high value, high earning, masculine man, or a high value man, there are exceptions. Most of us are not the exception. I'm gonna leave it right there. Even Google felt away.